Hey everyone, welcome back to Thriving in Ambiguity, the podcast where we tackle the twists and turns of enterprise and public sector IT, ideally without losing our minds. I'm your host, Steve Mancini, and today we're going to talk about something that's been buzzing around more than that fly in your car that you can never seem to catch: Broadcom's acquisition of VMware. Wow, did I just cook up a dad joke or what? But seriously, if you're feeling the frustration, the rising costs, the confusing license bundles, or just the sense that VMware has lost touch, you're not alone. As a former IT leader, I would be thinking, okay, what are my alternatives here? Microsoft, Nutanix. Look, HPE has options for all of those solutions too. But let's focus on one fresh option that you may not have considered or even heard about: HPE's VM Essentials. Think of it as a cost-effective, simpler, and open approach to virtualization. So let's talk about the VMware Broadcom dilemma for a moment. So real quick, what's the drama here? Well, since Broadcom took over, we've seen, for one, major licensing shifts. VMware is pushing folks into higher tier products and multi-year terms, whether they need them or not. Oh, you want vSphere Foundations? It's listed on their website. Ah, too bad. We're only going to quote VCF these days. Sorry, you don't qualify. It's that kind of crazy conversation that's really putting customers in a tough spot. Number two, reduced flexibility. Lock-in is at an all-time high, leaving customers wondering, how do we actually avoid this nightmare in the future? I can't do this again. Number three, skyrocketing costs. Some are reporting 3 times and even up to 15 times an increase in cost. Yes, triple or more for the same or even fewer features. If you were using something like vSAN Ready Nodes to keep costs down in the past, which is actually one of my favorite ways to save money in VMware, if you have a really good team and you know what you were doing, you could really save a lot by doing vSAN Ready Nodes. Well, guess what? You're now roped into cloud foundations. Ouch. I mean, seriously. You were using one feature, and now because you're using vSAN, you need the highest level of VMware software. I mean, it's just crazy. So if any of that resonates, keep listening, because HPE VM Essentials might just be the exit strategy from this drama. HPE's VMware Essentials is a brand new virtualization software designed to help you break free from some of the constraints you've been dealing with in VMware land. It's built on KVM, the same hypervisor technology that fuels solutions like Nutanix's Acropolis. It offers lower cost and transparent licensing. See, it's priced per socket. There's no hidden multi-year, heartbreaking deals. It can be integrated with HPE infrastructure. So if you already have HPE servers or HPE Alletra MP in your data center, great. You could keep them and simultaneously support both your VMware and your VM Essentials side by side. It has enterprise grade support. So this isn't some hobby project, right? This is HPE partnering with ISVs to certify your VDI, your ERP, your data protection software, and making sure that it all works properly with the hardware. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of open source options out there, but do you really want to take the risk and take all of that on yourself? You want to make sure you got something with some back to it, that somebody's, going to say, hey, if you have an issue, we're going to take care of you. It's important. But you also want freedom and flexibility. You got to get away from vendor lock-in. So you should have the ability to use as little or as much as VMware as you feel appropriate, and you leverage something like VMware Essentials to fill the gap. And all of it, the cool part about it is it can all be managed through a single interface. Now, this is courtesy of HPE's recent Morpheus data acquisition. And of course, the use of HPE's Cloud Console, which was actually built on Morpheus. So combine the two, boy, you really have something special. Now, if you're worried about building an entire new skill set, relax. VMware Essentials is straightforward to deploy. Plus, Morpheus can tie everything together. We'll talk more about Morpheus in a future episode because honestly, it deserves a much deeper dive. But trust me, it's like the Swiss Army knife of hybrid cloud and on prem management. You're really going to want to learn more about it. So let's look under the hood without getting too messy. Let's just geek out a little. HPE VM Essentials isn't just a hypervisor slapped on top of KVM. It's a full suite for VM lifecycle management. It runs on enterprise validated hardware. Now, right now, it's best if it's on HPE servers, Gen 11 and beyond, with guaranteed compatibility today. Additional hardware certifications are coming, but it's part of a future release. So, yes, at some point, it will be certified potentially on Dell, Supermicro, something else to really give you that flexibility. We're not trying to lock you in from a hardware perspective. So that's first thing to think about. Second, by leveraging this, you're going to get high availability with tools like live migration. You're going to be able to keep those workloads humming and shift them around as needed, and don't worry about, downtime and freaking out. No panic. Storage flexibility. Whether it's local disks, iSCSI, NFS, fiber channel, you pick your favorite flavor. And if you're rocking Alletra MP, you could do fancy things like one-to-one VM to disk mapping, array-based snapshots, and replicating volumes at the VM level. Now, as far as day two automation, you're going to have things like built-in script execution through Bash or PowerShell. You're going to be able to tackle, provisioning tasks and ongoing maintenance. So you're going to have a lot of flexibility. And once again, you're going to have multi-hypervisor management. You're going to be able to easily connect your existing VMware vSphere clusters to manage them alongside the new KVM-based VMs from the same console. This is unprecedented. All of this is managed and powered by the Morpheus underpinnings, which means you could do IPAM integration, DNS auto entries, secrets management, and more. It's kind of like having your own personal IT butler, but without like a fancy accent. Who comes up with this stuff? So, who should consider HPE VM Essentials? Organizations fed up with ballooning VMware costs. Those already running HPE gear like ProLiance, Alletra MP, and those in a hybrid cloud environment who are exploring, a path of KVM. They can still talk to services like Azure and AWS and even containers down the road. But my recommendation, do a gradual migration. Run VMware and VM Essentials side by side. Start with test dev VMs first. Keep production and mission critical on VMware. But what you can do is reduce the amount of secondary applications and slowly migrate them to VM Essentials, okay? And what that'll allow you to do is start to shift some of that hardware that you're licensing with VMware and moving it directly over to VM Essentials. So once again, because you can leverage the same hardware, you're going to have that flexibility. This will allow you to maximize your spend while safely transitioning to VM freedom. Here's the kicker. HPE's bigger play is a platform ops approach, leveraging the full Morpheus suite and the GreenLake Cloud Console. So over time, you can upgrade from VMware Essentials to full Morpheus platform ops for advanced hybrid cloud orchestration, cost management, and container Kubernetes support. So you could deploy it as a standalone software, or you can integrate it into HPE's GreenLake for private cloud offerings, the business edition, but then later on, enterprise edition. You can maximize your risk with HPE's global support. No more frantic 3 a.m. calls to a random help desk. Essentially, you could be running your old VMware environment, your new KVM environment, connecting it to AWS and Azure, and orchestrating on top of it all from one single pane of glass. I mean, that is everyone's dream. All right. Well, that's it for episode 4 of Thriving in Ambiguity. If you're fed up with surprises from you know who, and you're itching for a fresh take on virtualization, HPE VM Essentials might be your golden ticket. Combine it with Alletra MP for flexible storage, toss in Morpheus for multi-cloud management, and you've got a future-proof recipe that won't break your bank or your sanity. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you. So are you exploring alternates to VMware? Let me know. Are you looking to test the waters with KVM? Love to hear that as well. And if you've got some sort of success story or honestly, some sort of meltdown that took place that you'd like to share, hit me up on LinkedIn or drop me a comment because your experiences could be spotlighted in a future episode. So if you found this helpful or at least mildly entertaining, please subscribe and spread the word. I'll be back soon with more ways to help you thrive in all of your wonderful ambiguity of modern IT. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Go forth and virtualize responsibly.